Aliens, Colonial Marines. In the past few years, I've gotten to know this game very well, and hoo boy, this is definitely a game of all time. You see, Aliens is my favorite movie of all time. And you think a game where you get to be a kick-ass Marine shoving your pulse rifle down the throats of those Xeno bastards would be an easy and groundbreaking one. But, alas, this is not it. This game is a classic case of a developer not knowing what they have when they get a license. Gearbox Software absolutely disrespected the Alien franchise with its unplayable launch, awful first impressions, and quite literally retconning something to make a shallow and meaningless story experience. I wouldn't even care about half of the problems I do care about if the story was actually good. But even through all of that, I keep convincing myself to keep trying this game over and over. Hell, I've bought it 3 separate times. One for the PS3 for $10 when I was just getting into the Alien license, and another one at full price for the 360. Hell, I even bought some of the DLC for it there, but now I own it on Steam, and the only reason I do was because it was $5.99 with all of the DLC. So why is that? Is there something about this game that I really do like? Is there something that keeps convincing me to try it again, over and over? I just have to dig deep to figure out what it is and give it a name, to figure out how to articulate my thoughts around it. Well, I think today's a pretty good day to find out. Let's see if Aliens Colonial Marines is worth revisiting. We begin with a distress signal from Hick, explaining his situation from the end of the movie.
Stress. My unit has suffered immense casualties on LV-426 and requests immediate assistance aboard the USS Sulaco. Of the survivors, myself, 2 human females, one of which is a child, and a damaged synthetic. Consider all Colonial Marines dispatched to LV-426 to be KIA. Repeat, all Marines dispatched to LV-426 were KIA.
Before waking up as Corporal Winters on the USS Sephora, which is looking for the missing ship, the Sulaco. Right off the bat, this game has me conflicted. On one hand, the Sulaco is over LV-426, the planet from the movie, but if you've seen it, you know that, the planet was literally nuked! And 2, the Sulaco was seen leaving at the end of the movie, but somehow it found its way back, and the lines to explain it is quite literally, go.
Sir, the Sulaco was reported last seen over Fury 161. How is it back over this planet?
Lieutenant Reed, thanks for the interruption. We don't know how that boat got back here.
But on the other hand, this game looks like Aliens. Bad textures aside, the aesthetic and the music is just perfect at capturing the spirit and the essence of the movie, and it's awesome! But, back to the story, we board the Sulaco to figure out what the hell just happened to the rest of the Marines from that ship, and if you've seen the movie, you know nothing good. As well as the Marines from Rhino 2-3, sent over from the Sephora. Once again, once I get to the ship, I realize one of my favorite things about this game is essentially letting my ADHD brain go, oh wow, I remember that, look at that, oh wow, I'm on the ship. It's really cool when you get to essentially explore the set of your favorite movie. But then the god-awful first impression happens. You explore the Sulaco until you come up with a hive with one of the Marines from Rhino 2-3, Cocoon and Doom in a fleshy tomb. What just happened? You cut him down because no Marine left behind, and oh god, it's a dragon dildo!
Yeah, shoot that thing! Shoot that thing!
Yeah, that'll teach you to come in a non-discreet package to have my entire family look at me weird. Anyway, I think this is a pretty good time to actually talk about the gunplay a little bit. For the most part, it's your standard FPS game. You move, you run, you point, you shoot. Notice how I didn't say aim. It's because the bullet spread is awful! It feels the exact same hip firing while you're aiming down your sights, and the spread feels like you're moving your mouse ever so slightly to ensure you keep missing with the wildfire, which you think would make it feel really on edge and unhinged when in combat with some bugs, and sometimes you get lucky and it feels like other times, it's just really frustrating. And it's really frustrating when you're fighting human opponents. Yup, for long stretches, you are fighting white stormtroopers, hired by Weyland-Yutani. Hell, they even sound like stormtroopers! But more on them later. Not only are they inaccurate as all hell, but they're also pea shooters. And feel like you're firing BBs, not 10mm explosive tip caseless rounds. And the only thing that are punchy are Hicks's shotgun, which I worship during my playthrough, and grenades that you can throw and launch. Now, the weapons are able to be customized with several attachments, but honestly, a lot of them don't make a difference, especially the sights and lasers. I swear, they do absolutely nothing and the game is lying to you, just like Pitford did. There are a lot of cool attachments though. I like all the undermounted mods. I just wish there was more stuff about the guns that I liked. A lot of this game is like beginnings of some really good stuff, but they either never commit to it or B, develop it in the worst way possible. But continuing down with the weapons and combat, the melee on all of the weapons feels very weightless and very easy hitting, which honestly shouldn't be a problem because being able to kill Xenos with melee should be impossible. You have to understand how strong and deadly these things are. If one of them can kill an entire group of people, why should I be able to walk up to them and punch them in the face a couple times to kill them? It takes away from their ferocity. Hell, sometimes you shove a gun in their mouth and shoot them to execute them. Although, that does sound pretty cool. I wonder why no one does that. Oh. Yeah. I guess that's why. So in conclusion, the guns are inaccurate, weightless, weak, and barely worth customizing. Oh joy! You and Keys make your way out of the hive and through Xeno Resistance to get the flight recorder, which should explain everything. Like what the hell the Sulaco is doing back over 426 again. You meet up with O'Neill, who you met earlier to get the hell off the ship.
Winner! Move!
Are you serious? What an asshole! You're about to die so you blow yourself up, severing the bridge between the two ships, causing another Marine to get sucked into space? Dick! And now the flight recorder's gone, so that was all for nothing! It's like the game's trying to call you stupid for asking common sense questions. Well, we should at least try and find another way off the ship now. Later, after a very confusing missioning opening.
Be advised, Actual, the winter made me scratch my favorite ship, sir.
It's your only ship, Reed. We secured the boat. In minutes, this ship will be flooded with Marines. So let's go find Bella.
Somebody better tell me what the hell just happened out there! Who the hell else is on the ship with us? We do not have control over the Sulaco's weapon system, sir.
You come to realize that Weyland-Yutani, of course, has a part to play in all this. You are under attack from the Wei-Yu forces. That's right, for this entire mission, you fight human enemies in aliens Colonial Marines. I keep trying to like it and you just keep slapping me in the face, game. Come on! These mercs are awful to fight against. Even on the easiest difficulty, they melt your health in a group and are way too accurate. It's such bullshit. They're such a drag, and honestly, they sometimes make me forget about the Xenos. Like, completely. I forget aliens are in this game sometimes, and that's a really big problem. Okay, but what about the Xenos? Well, the Xenos are stupid. Now, the once hyper-intelligent killing machine that wiped out an entire squad of Marines in less than 10 minutes can't kill a depressed 18-year-old with an inaccurate pulse rifle. You may be wondering why, and that's simple. They run straight at you, screaming and shouting like a damn COD zombie. That's right, people. The creature that can run on ceilings and walls at whiplash speeds now run on the ground at a slower pace than you can sprint straight at you. What? It's so disappointing to see a game ruined by bad AI, and it doesn't even stop at Xeno AI. But we'll get to the worst AI whenever we get there, my friends. Eventually, you get contacted by one more Rhino 2-3 member. In fact, the last one left named Bella. Huh, I wonder what she's like. Oh wait, she's doomed from the very beginning? Never mind, I don't care. You know, a better way to do this is to walk into the room with her in it, and don't even mention the facehugger. You can have her say, oh, I woke up in this room alone. Maybe even put in some Wei-Yu tech, alluring to the fact that maybe Wei-Yu knocked her out and captured her before we distracted them to free her. Maybe you could hide a dead facehugger in the room where only players who look in the environment will see it, and then later reveal she's doomed after we've had a chance to fall in love with her character. But knowing that from the very beginning, it's an immediate disconnect and uncare for whatever happens to her at the start because she's doomed. It doesn't even matter because she's so unlikable. Hell, everyone is like that. It's frustrating. I don't understand why. Okay. One thing at a time. Let's just get back to the story. The Sephora suddenly starts firing at the Sulaco because somehow there were Wei-Yu plants on the ship, waiting to sabotage the entire mission. Okay, I guess. I don't know, man. This entire story is a mess, and we're only on the second level. You go to defuse the entire thing, but just like the last level's goal, it was useless. The Sephora falls and you have to get off the Sulaco and push your way through Wei-Yu and Xeno forces. You get out of the ship, crash landing on the planet where we all get to know who all we're going to be stuck with during the 4 to 5 hour campaign. Okay, I'm going to do my best to describe the characters here. We have O'Neill, who I think is the tough-looking heart of gold kind of guy. Bella, the doomed tough girl, who cares. Bishop, who's just Bishop. Seen the movie, it's just Bishop. Cruz, the commander, and has this really awesome robotic leg, but we never learn anything about that. I wish we did. One of my favorite part about the Marines in the movie is what you can gather just from their armor details. But then we get to Reyes and she's just the pilot. That's literally all I have. And in my notes, I literally have nothing written for Winters, and he's who we play as! Honestly, I think the game would have been better if we played as O'Neill. That way we could have an actual slight emotional stake here. But whatever, I guess we just settle for PS3 era video game protagonist number 527. And let me just say, the writing for the dialogue and the character choices is just awful. Everyone here is an unlikable douchebag. Reyes tries to abandon O'Neill and pull rank out of cowardice. Bella threatens to shoot her for it, and is generally just really bland. And Cruz lies to us throughout the entire game. O'Neill, I really want to like. I'm serious, I really do see myself in him at some points, and I absolutely adore Travis Willingham, his VA, but he sometimes makes really stupid choices and gets really emotional, clouding his judgment, but that is nothing compared to his AI. Oh my god, his AI is hell. Every teammate AI is hell. You know what? Let's talk about that for a second. The teammate AI is horrendous. They are the most useless, broken, and idiotic AI I've ever had the displeasure of working with in a game. They run around the enemies, barely shoot anything. When they have the gun that auto-aims for you, they watch as you are basically slaughtered and maimed while trying to figure out how to shoot. Just pull the damn trigger, O'Neill! Jesus Christ! It's so frustrating, because if it wasn't for the AI, I'd actually like O'Neill, but I just don't, and it's completely his AI's fault! Anyway, we head our way to Hadley's Hope, and I'm gonna admit, the game gets so much better when you actually get to LV-426, and oh my god, I'm just ecstatic to actually be here at Hadley's Hope. It's perfect, and has so many details from the movie. It's so cool! Honestly, I wish I had friends who'd play this game with me, because just goofing off and role-playing as a Marine surrounded by aliens, that sounds like really fun. That sounds awesome, actually. Anyway, I think the best levels from this game are from the first 2 levels on LV-426. The aesthetic is perfect, and some moments feel straight out of the movie. In the level titled No Hope in Hadley's, you set up turrets and defenses just like in the scene from the special edition. But eventually, you have to head to the sewers where you get jumped by this thing. It's called the Raven. And this starts the best level in the game, where you have to hide and run from this thing because you don't have any weapons, and it will instant kill you. And there's even this awesome part where you have to weld doors shut before it gets to you. Almost like an entire game about this would be way better. Anyway, you meet up with the rest of the group and are chased down by this thing a little bit more. Maybe this power loader can help. Oh yeah. Starting to see a pattern here. Anyway, after a very unimpressive boss fight, we were sent to get a file from the Wayu base of some sorts. I don't know, man. I wasn't really paying attention to this part, but other than that, we have another goal, and that's to get a Bella and get the alien out of her. So we fight our way through Wayu forces and more bullet sponge Xenos to get it out. We do not succeed. Obviously. But not only that, there's another Marine here from the Sulaco too, and we have to get him because no Marine left behind. Who could it be? Hudson? No, we found his body. Apone? No, that's apparently not good enough. In fact, this one choice retroactively makes the opening to Alien 3 even worse, because not only is Hicks alive, but he's been kidnapped by Wayu forces. How, you may ask? I'll let Hicks tell ya.
Was on alert because Michael Whalen's PMCs illegally boarded the ship. The 4 cryopods ejected safely, but I obviously wasn't in mine.
So, whose body was in your cryotube?
That's a longer story.
Yup, you get 2 sentences to explain what the hell Hicks is doing here. It's just... what? And honestly, that's really it for the story of the game. I mean, obviously it continues after this, and you have to go rescue more Marines from the C4 because no Marine left behind. You even have an encounter with the Queen where you can't fight it and have to run from it, and it can get pretty tense. But eventually she just runs away and you get off planet while leaving the other Marines behind because no Marine left behind. Wait, you mean the one thing that's been beaten into our heads is the one thing we don't do? No Marine left behind is said almost 1,000 times in this damn game, and we leave Marines behind. Are you serious? Well, after getting off the planet, we have one more level. Or really, it's just a boss fight. Boss fight. Here, let me translate it for you. You know, this game stops making me angry after a while and just hurts. You can see the beginnings of something great here, but bad call after bad call just keeps bringing it down. I truly do want to like this game, and during this playthrough I even had some fun. Although I don't know if that was from the game or just streaming it to my boyfriend to have him watch. I wish there was a way to make this feel better to play. You can't really fix the story, but maybe if someone refined the code, somehow changed the AI, maybe even improve the guns and the lighting, because the lens flare is awful sometimes. Oh, how convenient. Okay, first things first, this mod is freaking awesome. It fixes basically every gripe I have of the game besides the story. First off, the weapons are actually useful now. The weapon spread is completely fixed, the ADS is way better, and is actually something you can use. Secondly, the weapons are no longer half of what's on your screen, and it's really nice the way you can actually see the amazing visuals. I mean, look at this! It's like a night and day difference. Not only that, but the AI is great. O'Neill and Co. actually assist in combat. And the aliens now act like, well, aliens. They use the ceilings, walls, crawl on all fours like they're supposed to. And also, this game is hard now, but in a good way. Ammo is now scarce, and honestly, it feels a lot more like an action horror title, like Dead Space 2 in the best way possible. Aliens Colonial Marines was a huge disappointment to everyone, and that's still the case, but to be honest, there's a lot to like here. I can't really say I hated my time with it. I absolutely love Aliens and Ripley and the extended lore and everything. And while it isn't the definitive Aliens experience we all wanted it to be, it's important to remember it. A cautionary tale of overhype and overexcitement and trusting the wrong studio with our favorite properties. But what about my question? Is Colonial Marines actually worth visiting today? Well, I got this game and all of its DLC for $5.99 for the Steam Summer Sale. And while you can no longer get the game by itself on Steam, with the mod and all the DLC for only $6, I'd say this is a pretty good deal. So if you love Aliens and can look past certain choices, I'd say get it on PC to mod it. Yes. But if you aren't one of those people, maybe look elsewhere. Well, I've been sarcastic, and thank you for watching the... Wait! There's another Aliens game the Gearbox helped with! There is obviously me making a voice? It's a DS exclusive, too? Well, why the hell not?